hysterical. I'd be cheering. You know, but, you know, that's the fun part of the Sarah. The rest is just straight from hell.
Yeah.
You know, and you see two groups from hell going at it, fighting for control, and I don't think that they would last very long. I don't think that they're permanent. I think that they're just going to come, make a mess of everything, and then everything's going to fall back into the hands of the Illuminati. I mean, I don't see Nasera themselves wanting to rebuild Solomon's temple or leading. I mean, they're going around saying they've dismantled everybody's nuclear weapons. But we know Armageddon's coming. What are they going to do, fight the Lord with bows and arrows?
Yeah.
We know they're going to fight the Lord when he comes in the armies, with, you know, in the skies. And so their whole thing, it ain't going to last long. It can't, prophetically. It's just going to come for a while and, you know, whatever. Start the ball rolling, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was cheering it on, but yeah, you know. Maybe next month, you know. It is very dominant for this year.
Yeah.
It is very dominant.
Oh, yeah, I'm quite sure. They said they're going to come this year, I know.
Oh, it's very dominant. I found it in the codes in Genesis 1:1.
Yeah.
You know, and so they are going to, you know, this Sananda or Germain or whichever, you know, Anak is going to come from the abyss is very dominant to appear. So it's very dominant for 2005. We'll just see if they can pull it off or not, if the Lord's going to let them. You know, he delays his timetable, he speeds it up.
We got to see how we act.
Yeah, you know, what happens is every time something's going to happen that all of a sudden puts a lot of Christians in fear, they start praying against it.
Yeah.
Because they're fearful. And you've got the other Christians, oh, come on, bring it in.
Come on, we're going to go to the kingdom.
You've got one group cheering it on, the other group huddling in prayer again.
We're not ready.
Yeah, you know, all the warriors are like, let's go.
I was ready since 2003 I woke up.
Oh, I know. You know, all the warriors are, let's get it going. You know, the warriors don't care if they die. You know, live or die, they're the Lord's, and they don't fear it either way.
Yeah, and the world is so twisted. I get, you know, how you get, like, you know, you're crediting, you get, like, judgments against you and all that stuff like that. They're like, we pray for judgment against you. I'm like, what kind of nonsense is this? What kind of nation is this?
Well, we don't fear them, you know, and we're the biggest threats that they have.
Yeah.
We're the only threats that they have. When you consider that they're going to be able to deceive millions and billions around the world, and they're worried about housewives with radio shows, or, you know, little nobodies spread across all over the country, here and there, of no significance, and they're afraid of us. You know, they spend all their time and attention trying to annoy you and get your attention, intimidate you, and they can't get anywhere. And so it's kind of funny that just a handful of people could cause them so much grief.
But the thing is, if Bush gets arrested, how he gonna be going around here with his, you know, and it talks about he's on a white horse, and it's on got his bow. Well,
that doesn't necessarily have to be Bush. I mean, that's already been leased. I think we're looking at the sixth seal coming soon, opening soon. Bush has a funeral coming up this year.
Yeah, because somebody said they prophesied and that it'll be an explosion and he won't get necessarily killed and he'll just be knocked out for a good while.
And that or Air Force One could go down.
Yeah.
You know, all kinds of interesting things could happen.
They got Laura getting killed. I'm like, goodness.
I don't think the funerals are done for this year. I think the Pope just started the ball on a couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's definitely looking at a funeral this year. And
but I think that the tsunami was the wake-up call, let everybody know that we were in the tribulation period almost.
The tsunami or 911? You know, I don't know. I think 911 will be the one that started probably the beginning of the whole thing. When you look back, it's not that we're going to be here to look back. But if you were looking back at World War III, they would be looking at 911 and not a tsunami. I think the tsunami is part of God's judgment.
Yeah.
Because if you look at all the areas that were hit,
Muslim nation,
they were areas that were very strong in pedophilia and child slavery, child prostitution. And if you look at if you spell Sumatra backwards, whatever it is, it's Artemis.
Yeah.
And of course that was some pagan goddess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they probably tried to set it up for their own reasons, but the Lord definitely used it for his own. And that's how he uses things and people and armies and nations. He uses them for his own purposes.
Yeah.
You know, and I know a lot of people think that that whole thing was created by nuclear blasts intentionally placed on the floor to create it. And they probably were trying to intimidate India. I mean, everyone's going to be after India because India is just being so bold, standing up against everybody and revealing the alien and UFO agenda.
Yeah.
I mean, they just back up anything.
You think the aliens will attack India?
India, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're they're going against the grain.
Because in my code, they got Delhi. I'm like, what is Delhi doing in my code for?
You know, and
Delhi, yeah, whatever it's called.
Yeah, we're supposed to be a nuclear war between Pakistan and India. And if it's Pakistan and India, then you know it's the Illuminati in the Pakistan side going after India. And basically to shut them up. Because they're talking too much. They're talking too much.
Yeah.
You know, America has allowed aliens to put bases under our soil for years. They even have joint bases with them. And then they coerce the other nations to do the same. And so now that they're over in India, India is just kind of freaking out. They don't want them there.
But I think the earthquakes that we're going to have here is going to destroy the underground bases.
No, they're going to become their tombs.
Yeah.
And the Lord's told me that.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm around the years, think you're all safe in their underground mansions that the taxpayers
Hope every single one of them down there, too.
They're going to become their tombs. You know, the safest place to be is going to be on the earth, and that's not even going to be very safe.
Yeah.
You know, so...
You're going to take out all the Bush's hiding out quarters.
You know, they think that they can escape death or whatever, and like Cheney, he's always hiding. He's so afraid to die.
Yeah.
Always hiding. Always hiding. He's always in underground. He has been building an underground base at the Vice President's mansion in Maryland.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's how timid and paranoid he is. He's constantly underground hiding.
I guess.
And you know what? You can't escape death.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have to face it sooner or later.
Yeah, but you was talking about that guillotine law that they have in effect? Yeah, that was in like 95, 96 when they put that in that.
What's that?
The Guillotine Act.
Oh, the Guillotine Act?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that. They have one in Atlanta, Georgia now. Or just Georgia in general, state, where people can be killed by guillotine. But the Noahide laws, yeah, they were passed in 91, where you can be beheaded for your faith. But they haven't pulled them out of the books. They pass laws and they bury them so people don't know where they are, what's going on. And then 15 years later, oh, look what we have on the books. It's legal. They can behead you.
Yeah, because it talks about in Revelation how Babylon oppresses its people, America oppresses its people.
Yeah, well, they murder the saints. And that's why the souls under the altar are asking the Lord when he's going to seek vengeance for their death. And there's so many you can't count them. That means there's going to be so many people persecuted here for their faith. Can't count them. And it doesn't sound like a rapture to me. Rapture is nothing going to be anything but liberation. You're going to be liberated from earth. You die for your faith.
Yeah,
You're liberated from earth.
You sure the bride goes and then comes back to earth to preach the word? Or they may stay in heaven? Because some people try to tell me that they stay in heaven.
That what?
That the bride stays in heaven, or do they come back to earth?
That Satan has?
The bride.
The bride? The bride is the 144,000.
Yeah. Do they stay in heaven, or do they come back to earth?
Oh, the 144,000 will be back here on earth.
Oh, okay.
They'll come back to earth. So, I can understand what you're saying, because I know Satan mimics everything.
Yeah.
Which ones are we talking about?
Yeah, I saw sites where it says Satan try to have his own rapture and all this stuff.
Oh, he does. He's mimicking everything. And he's even got, whole prophetic ministries trying to build his Joel's army for the last